The second thing that you want to do is create emotion in your story. This is something that you should do with all of the important characters in your story. You want to create emotion for your leading characters to give your readers someone to root for, and also create emotion for your villain characters as well. Your audience doesn't have to root for your villain characters, but at some point in your story, they should understand why they do what they do. Also, you should create emotion for your important side characters and let the audience know what they have to gain or lose with their involvement in the story. You create emotion by showing people why they should care about your characters and the story through your characters' actions, realistic emotions, and situations that readers can connect with. You can use words and dialogue, and you will need to throughout your story. However, the actions of your characters and how they go through the situations will say and mean so much more than what they actually say to other characters. Also, by putting characters in situations that the audience can identify with, you can create a character that people can instantly relate to. So let's take an example of a scenario that might hook a reader into the introduction of my story with a character that we will name Suzanne. Now let's say someone writes the first sentence about Suzanne like this. Suzanne arrived late at the church and quickly walked into the building. You can use that sentence, but it creates no emotion and gives the reader no reason to care for this character. We know nothing about her or why she is late or anything that could get us to care. Instead of that, you can use something like this. As she pulled into the gravelly parking lot of the dilapidated Baptist church, Suzanne was overcome with the feeling of eeriness. Her father's passing had put an incredible weight upon her already weighed down shoulders. She had been distant and despondent from people, not returning anyone's text messages or phone calls since the moment that she ordered doctors to take her brain-dead father off of life support, and tearingly watched the light fade away from his once cheerful and lively eyes. As she gingerly stepped on the creaking white and wooden colored stairs, she was internally gripped by her crippling anxiety, mortified by the looks that people might give her. She briskly took a deep breath to regain her sanity and opened the front door as quietly as she could. Through this introduction, I have given readers someone that they could possibly connect with and root for through her actions and realistic emotions. The first thing is that I let you know that she has been despondent since her father's death. Through this, I could have possibly triggered an emotional connection with the reader because, as many of you know, if you have lost someone close to you or if someone close to you has passed away, you might want to be away from people for a while. Another thing is how her father died and her taking him off of life support. She is possibly feeling some sort of guilt over making that tough decision of letting her father die. And last is her fear. Everyone experiences fear to some extent, and due to this experience with her father's death and pushing people away, you could say that she has developed some sort of social anxiety, which is something that a lot of people have. The way to make people care about a character's situation is to find some way to connect their experience to the emotions and potential experiences of the reader, and by doing this, you give them someone to cheer for or someone to hate or someone to fall in love with, but no matter what, they care and are giving some sort of reaction to them. Plus, you see how you can get more out of the first sentence from expanding on the setting and the emotions and the backstory. And in this way, you can create the necessary tension that will grip readers like Suzanne was gripped by her fear. It may take some time to do and to get used to, but this is what is needed to hook readers into your story. The emotion that make readers care for your characters and the tension that forces readers to continue to read your story.